This chapter of One Piece made me feel emotions. It made me feel happy, sad, and angry. Happy because this was an all Sanji chapter. Happy because we finally see Sanji, and not just that, but we see him fight his dad, and we have a flashback. Now, with the flashback, of course, the things that were shown to us, they might not be just the reason why he left. I'm very much sure that there has to be more to it than what we saw in this flashback, because this flashback was rather brief and rather short. We know how One Piece flashbacks work, and they go in great detail. So this was just a teaser for us to expect what is going to come, and I did really felt sad about that. That was the sad part. What Sanji went through was really really sad, because poor guy. Like, no, seriously. Then I felt angry because of the wind smokes, and what kind of a piece of shit eating, filthy fuckers are these people. These people are horrible. They are horrible human beings. Fuck these guys. Fuck that guy. Fuck his father. Fuck his brothers. And yeah, I'm going to fuck his sister. Because these are horrible fucking people. The way they used to treat Sanji is absolute shit. That infuriates me. And you know what? I really want Sanji to beat the ever living shit out of these guys. I know he won't do anything to his sister, because A, that's his sister, and B, he has this whole gentleman thing going on with him where he does not lay a hand on a woman. But his other family members, his dad, his brothers, I want Sanji to be the one who lays down the smackdown, because here's the thing. I was quite disappointed even when Lord couldn't get his revenge. Luffy had to go gear forth, and I know Luffy is the main character and he has to have the spotlight. But come on, what would have been much more sensible if Law would have got that spot? Law would have got that revenge that he really, really wanted. Would have made much more sense, but I'm not. Okay, we got gear fourth, so I'm not really that disappointed. But what's done is done. I don't want that to be repeated over here. I seriously don't want that to be repeated. I don't want Luffy to be the one who kicks these guys' ass. I want Sanji to be the one who do that. And here's the thing. I was thinking that this whole arc might not have, like, no, I wasn't thinking. I was hoping that Luffy would be smart enough to not engage in a combat. But of course, this is not going to happen. There's going to be a fight. There is going to be a massacre. But I hope that in that massacre, Sanji is the one who is leading the charge, not Luffy. Because this is the year of Sanji. And I hope that we get that in the coming chapters. Okay? Anyway, so let's talk about what happened in this chapter, shall we? We start with the assembly of these soldiers of Germa 66. And then we cut to Yonji, where it was kind of kind of mentioned in the previous chapter that Yonji was got his ass handed to him by Sanji, and he is at the doctor, and the doctor is fixing him in rather weird way, which is quite funny, by the way. And of course, we know in the previous chapter his father did challenge him, so they start with the fight. And this fight is kind of funny because as they are fighting now, usually this is something that you actually do see a lot in shonen, where two guys are fighting, but they are not just fighting, they're talking, and they are talking a lot. But this but in a lot of these fights they don't really talk, like have massive conversations, like huge conversations at that moment. They just talk. That's it. That's just what they do. They just talk, like small. They just have a small chat. But here they are having deep, not deeper, they're having a lot of chatting over here, like they're having a lot to say to each other. And that, that's just amusing. I'm not complaining, it's just amusing to see that. But even in this chat, in this talk, of course, we get to know a lot about both of these characters. We get to know, we get a solidified version of Sanji's character, you know, where his father is basically trying to pursue him to coming back to the family and reminding him that he is a royalty and he should behave like one. But then Sanji replies that, with all of with all the things that you're saying, you are the one who has a spear in his hand and is trying to impale me. He also mentions that a job of a cook is not for royalty, and he does also says that he's rather surprised that a weakling like Sanji, yeah, Sanji is weak, yeah, yeah, yeah. You'll get to know how weak he is exactly. A weakling like Sanji could manage to not master, but manage to manage to uh, awaken his haki. I could say awaken or train in haki at such a great degree. But he also then says that he trained him. He trained him in the art of sword fighting. And Sanji over that replies, my hands are only for cooking, and the instruments and the weapons that I will ever use is to only work on my ingredients for cooking and to serve people. I am only going to use my legs to fight for that, regardless of whatever happens. This takes us way back when Sanji was introduced, and the reason what he told us that he fights with his legs, just his legs, and that's the reason why he said he wants to protect his arms, and his arms are for, of course, cooking and not for fighting. That just kind of solidifies his character. It kind of nails that, you know. But then we get his flashback, and it's rather shown that Sanji's three brothers were born at the same time, including Sanji. For Sanji and his three brothers were born at the same time, but apparently somehow Sanji turned out to be the weakest one. Because of that, and because of Sanji's nature, where he loved cooking, and he used to cook for, I guess, commoners or rather servants, because over here, one of his brothers, while beating him up, he was saying that, how dare you, being a royal blood, is cooking and serving it to rats. Now, rats over here could obviously be indicated as people. It could be people, of course, and also it could be rats. I mean, who knows? But I'm assuming that he's talking about people. So I guess Sanji used to cook, and then maybe he used to serve it to his servants, or his staff who was working in the kitchen, or maybe just common people. Who knows? He used to get his ass kicked. And he was helpless as fuck. They used to beat the shit, and they used to give him a brutal beating. Like his face used to be swollen, his nose used to be bleeding, and not because of chicks, but because of fucking getting knocked out by punches. And while he's getting beaten up and bullied by his brothers, his father comes over there. I mean, he's just passing over there. And Sanji is like, Dad, look at what these guys are doing. He's crying. And he's expecting that his father would protect him, but no. What his father does is go over there and say, if you can't even protect yourself against your brothers, then you are nothing but a worthless son who is good for nothing, and I don't have to invest my time in protecting you in any ways. I don't know what to say about this. I just felt like beating the shit out of this guy. And of course his sister is also there and she's laughing at him. So yeah, she is also a massive bitch, but seeing the fact that Sanji won't beat her, I don't think that she would be fighting Sanji, or she probably would be fighting Nami or someone. Anyways, let's get to the point. Of course, it's not just that. We get to see in a small panel where Sanji is wearing some helmet. Probably because he got hurt or something, because he was hurt, and he is behind bars. So I'm assuming that for punishment of getting beaten up, his father locked him up in a cell to a child who is roughly 6 or 7 years old. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? What kind of a parent is he? What the fuck is wrong with him? Then, of course, we cut back to the fight, and we see that his father he doesn't really uses haki, but he uses more of his machinery, jetpack and stuff like that. And not just that, but he would also fight like a coward, where he would put his men in front of him as human shields and attack right behind them. So that kind of a piece of fuck is he. And then, of course, the fight ends. Of course, Sanji wasn't able to beat him. Sanji kind of loses the fight, even though it was pretty much cheated on him. He asks him this question that, okay, look, you had 4 sons. I was out. If you thought I was so fucking worthless, why are you bringing me back? And why am I stuck in this? I just want to get done with this bullshit of tea party, and I want to go as soon as I can to my crew so that they don't have to get involved in this, and so that I could protect them. Do you know what Sanji's father replies? He says that I know how much of an insane bitch Big Mom is, and to give away my son to her, it would be a suicide for him. It would be basically signing his death sentence. So he didn't want to do that. He didn't want to give any of his 3 sons to Big Mom. So he kind of remembered that one of his duds is out there somewhere. And he is basically worthless to him. Worthless enough that he would give away his son to an insane bitch so that he could protect his own ass and to gain enough power to rule the North Blue again. I don't know what to say. And then what he does is, because Sanji loves cooking, basically what he does is he attaches these rings, not rings but bracelets, which explode. He says that if you try to run, these will explode. The most precious thing that you cherish about is your hands, right? I'm going to take away your hands if you try to run. Also, of course, my army won't let you go alive. That is my guarantee. So this is the motherfucker that he is. And of course the key is with Big Mom to those bracelets. So yeah, this was the chapter. I mean, I just hope that we get to see a beat down of this motherfucker, because I just so much want to beat the fuck out of this guy. Anyways, this was the chapter. Please, if you like this video, hit like, share it, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Till next time.